Ever held a finely crafted firearm and thought, wow, this is a work of art?
Mm-hmm.
Well, today, we're diving into the world of the artists who make those firearms,
Yeah.
gunsmiths.
Yeah.
And trust me, there's way more to this career path than meets the eye. We're going deep with RoleCatcher's career guide on gunsmithing, and let me tell you, this guide is the real deal.
It truly highlights that blend of, technical prowess and artistry that really sets gunsmithing apart.
It's like they took the precision of a watchmaker
Yeah.
and combined it with the ruggedness of a blacksmith, I guess. But anyway, you're interested in the gunsmithing career, which is
Yeah.
super cool. So let's unpack what RoleCatcher tells us about what these folks actually DO.
Yeah, they're not just fixing guns, they're practically performing surgery on them. We're talking modifications, repairs, all tailored to incredibly specific requests, using tools you'd normally find in a machine shop.
Like those massive planers you see,
Uh-huh.
grinding down huge chunks of metal. I can't imagine the level of precision needed to use those on something as intricate as a firearm.
Imagine taking a planer and shaving off microns of metal to ensure a custom sight fits perfectly on a rifle.
Wow.
That's the level of detail we're talking about.
Wow, that's intense. But it's not just about having a steady hand, right? They're also using these tools to craft some seriously beautiful pieces. RoleCatcher mentions engravings, carvings, even custom finishes.
Absolutely, yeah. It's like the difference between a mass-produced item and a handcrafted masterpiece. Each gun becomes a reflection of the gunsmith's skill and the customer's vision.
It sounds like they need to be masters of both the mechanical and the artistic. So where do they typically ply their trade? What does a typical gunsmith's workshop look like?
Think gun shops, custom shops, or even dedicated metalworking facilities. Picture a space filled with tools, machinery, and that distinct aroma of metal and oil. It's a very hands-on environment, and RoleCatcher doesn't shy away from, the realities of the job.
Okay, so we're not talking about a quiet, air-conditioned office here.
Not quite, no. It can be physically demanding with loud noises, welding fumes, and the constant need for safety precautions. They're working with potentially dangerous equipment, after all. But there's also a strong element of customer interaction, which I find fascinating.
That makes sense. You're not just churning out widgets, you're collaborating with someone to create something unique and personal to them. That must be pretty rewarding.
Absolutely, and that personal touch is a major reason why the demand for customization in the firearms industry is booming, which RoleCatcher highlights as a key trend.
That piques my interest. What's driving that trend, do you think?
It's multifaceted, really. Collectors often want one-of-a-kind pieces, while sports shooters might seek performance enhancements, and some people simply want a firearm that reflects their personality or style.
So it's about craftsmanship, performance, and self-expression.
Yeah.
It sounds like a gunsmith needs to be adaptable and understand those different motivations. But it's not all like hand tools and traditional techniques anymore, is it? What does RoleCatcher say about how technology is changing the game?
Oh, technology is having a profound impact. Computer-aided design tools and advanced machinery are making modifications faster and even more precise. But this also means gunsmiths need to be lifelong learners, constantly updating their skills to stay ahead of the curve.
That makes sense. So for someone considering this career path, what's the overall job outlook like? Are there enough opportunities out there for aspiring gunsmiths?
RoleCatcher paints a positive picture on that front. As the demand for customized firearms continues to grow, so too do job opportunities for skilled gunsmiths. It's an exciting time to be entering this field, especially if you have a genuine passion for the craft.
It sounds like it. Okay, so we've talked about the work itself, the environment, the tech. But what about the actual career path? How does someone go from newbie to seasoned gunsmithing pro?
RoleCatcher does a great job of outlining that progression. They break it down into 3 main stages: entry-level gunsmith, junior gunsmith, and senior gunsmith, each with its own set of responsibilities and learning curves.
Okay, so let's start with the entry-level folks. What does their day-to-day look like? What kind of tasks would they be handling?
Think of it like an apprenticeship. They're assisting senior gunsmiths with basic tasks, learning how to use the tools and machinery safely, and generally absorbing everything they can.
Soaking it all in,
Mm.
making mistakes in a controlled environment, that sort of thing.
Exactly. They might do things like basic firearm cleaning,
Yeah.
helping with simple repairs, or prepping parts for more experienced gunsmiths.
It's about building a solid foundation and getting comfortable with the tools of the trade.
Precisely. They're also learning about the different types of firearms, the mechanics behind them, and the specific safety protocols that come with the territory.
Because safety is absolutely paramount in this line of work.
Absolutely. One wrong move could have serious consequences. So the emphasis on safety starts from day one.
So they're learning the ropes, paying their dues, and getting their hands dirty, literally. What happens once they've mastered those fundamentals? How do they transition into becoming a junior gunsmith?
That's where they start taking on more responsibility and independence. Junior gunsmiths handle more complex tasks with less direct supervision, though they still have a safety net of more experienced colleagues to turn to for guidance.
So they're putting all that initial training into practice. But with a bit of a safety net still in place, what kind of tasks would fall under their purview at this stage?
They might handle more advanced repairs, modifications, or even start working on custom projects under the watchful eye of a senior gunsmith. They might also get involved in things like troubleshooting firearm malfunctions, which requires a deeper understanding of the mechanics involved.
So problem-solving skills become increasingly important at this level.
Absolutely. They need to be able to diagnose issues, identify solutions, and implement them effectively while adhering to strict safety standards.
It's about honing their technical skills and developing your ability to work independently. What about the mentorship aspect? Do junior gunsmiths start taking on any teaching responsibilities at this point?
Definitely. They might assist in training newer entry-level gunsmiths, passing on the knowledge and techniques they've acquired. It's a great way for them to solidify their own understanding while contributing to the development of the next generation of gunsmiths.
A win-win situation. It sounds like the junior gunsmith stage is a crucial period of growth and development, where they're really solidifying their skills and building their reputation within the field.
Absolutely. It's a challenging but rewarding phase where they get to spread their wings and truly embrace the artistry and precision that define gunsmithing.
Okay, so we've gone from apprentice to journeyman, so to speak. Now let's talk about the pinnacle of a gunsmithing career, the senior gunsmith. What sets them apart? What have they achieved to earn that prestigious title?
The senior gunsmith is the maestro of the workshop. They've dedicated years, often decades, to honing their skills and have reached a level of mastery that commands respect throughout the industry.
So they're not just fixing guns, they're breathing new life into them, pushing the boundaries of what's possible with metal and ingenuity.
Precisely. They're the ones you go to for those highly specialized, one-of-a-kind projects. They might be restoring antique firearms to their former glory, crafting custom pieces that are as much art as they are functional tools, or even developing entirely new gunsmithing techniques.
So they're not just maintaining the status quo, they're actively shaping the future of gunsmithing. That's incredible.
Absolutely. They've earned their stripes, so to speak, and their expertise is highly sought after.
It sounds like reaching the level of senior gunsmith is a testament to their dedication, skill, and unwavering passion for the craft. It's not just a job, it's a way of life.
Exactly. It's a lifelong pursuit of excellence,
Right.
and their work reflects that commitment.
Now, we've talked a lot about the technical aspects of being a gunsmith. The tools, the techniques, the career progression. But what about the softer skills? What personal qualities or attributes do you think are beneficial in this line of work?
That's a great question. While technical expertise is obviously crucial, gunsmithing also demands a unique blend of personal qualities.
Like what? Give us the inside scoop.
Well, patience is a must. Gunsmithing is all about precision and attention to detail. It's not a career for those who rush through tasks or get easily flustered.
So not for the impatient types then.
Definitely not. You need to be able to work methodically and meticulously, often on intricate tasks that require a steady hand and a calm demeanor.
It's about the journey. Is MUCH the destination?
Exactly. And because you're often working directly with clients, strong communication skills are essential.
Being able to understand their needs, explain technical details in a way that makes sense, and manage expectations realistically.
Absolutely. They're not just handing them a finished product. You're collaborating with them throughout the process, so clear and open communication is key.
That makes sense. Are there any other personal qualities that come to mind?
Problem-solving skills are essential. Gunsmiths are often presented with unique challenges. A damaged part, an unusual request, a malfunctioning mechanism, and they need to be able to think critically and creatively to find solutions.
So a bit of a MacGyver streak doesn't hurt.
Exactly. And lastly, I'd say a strong work ethic and a dedication to continuous learning are essential.
Because, as we've established, the world of gunsmithing is always evolving.
Precisely. The most successful gunsmiths are the ones who are adaptable, resourceful, and always looking for ways to improve their craft.
So it's not just about being good with your hands. It's about having the right mindset, the right temperament, and a genuine passion for the craft.
Absolutely. It's the combination of all these factors that makes a truly exceptional gunsmith.
Well, I'd say we've covered a lot of ground in this first part of our deep dive into the world of gunsmithing, wouldn't you say?
We've certainly laid the groundwork, exploring the different stages of a gunsmithing career,
Yeah.
the essential skills and qualities, and the evolving landscape of the field itself.
But our exploration isn't over yet. In our next part, we'll delve deeper into the nitty-gritty of what it takes to break into this field, from education and training to job hunting and career advancement.
We'll also uncover some valuable insights from RoleCatcher on how to prepare for those all-important job interviews.
So if you're ready to gear up for part 2 of our gunsmithing adventure, be sure to stick around. Welcome back to the Deep Dive, where we're knee-deep in the fascinating world of gunsmithing. We've talked about the skills, the tools, the career path, but I'm really curious about what it takes to actually break into this field. It's not like you can just walk into a shop and say, hey, I'm here to be a gunsmith, or can you?
It's not quite that simple, unfortunately. While passion and natural talent are great, RoleCatcher emphasizes that formal education and training are becoming increasingly important for aspiring gunsmiths.
Okay, so what are we talking about here? Are there like Gunsmithing 101 courses at the local community college?
You'd be surprised. There are actually dedicated gunsmithing schools and programs across the country, offering diplomas and associate degrees that cover everything from basic firearm safety and maintenance to advanced machining and customization techniques.
Wow, I had no idea. So these programs are like the fast track to gaining a solid foundation in the field.
Exactly. They provide a structured learning environment where students can develop their skills under the guidance of experienced instructors, often using industry-standard tools and equipment.
It's like the difference between trying to learn a new language from a textbook versus immersing yourself in a language immersion program.
That's a great analogy. And just like with language learning, hands-on experience is crucial. Many of these gunsmithing programs incorporate apprenticeships or internships as part of their curriculum.
So it's not just about the classroom learning. It's about getting real-world experience in a professional setting.
Precisely. This is where students can apply their knowledge, work alongside seasoned gunsmiths, and start building their professional network.
It sounds invaluable for anyone serious about making gunsmithing their career. But what about those who might not have the time or resources for a full-fledged gunsmithing program? Are there other ways to dip their toes into the water?
Absolutely. RoleCatcher highlights a variety of shorter courses and workshops that focus on specific aspects of gunsmithing, like firearm repair, customization, or even stock making.
So you could take a weekend course on, say, customizing AR-15s or restoring antique revolvers.
Exactly. These courses are a great option for hobbyists looking to expand their skill set, or for individuals who want to specialize in a particular niche within gunsmithing.
So you don't necessarily need to become a jack of all trades. You can carve out your own specialty. But let's say you've got the education, you've got some experience under your belt. What's next? How do you actually land your dream job in the world of gunsmithing?
RoleCatcher offers some great advice on that front, starting with building a killer resume and portfolio. They emphasize the importance of highlighting not just your technical skills, but also those essential soft skills we talked about earlier. Your communication, problem-solving abilities, and commitment to safety.
Because as we've established, it's not just about being good with your hands. It's about having the right mindset and the right attitude.
Exactly. And when it comes to the portfolio, RoleCatcher suggests showcasing your best work. Photos of firearms you've repaired, modified, or even built from scratch.
It's like an artist showcasing their paintings, or a photographer displaying their best shots. It's about showcasing your talent and craftsmanship to potential employers.
Precisely. And don't underestimate the power of networking. RoleCatcher stresses the importance of attending industry events like trade shows, joining professional organizations, and even connecting with local gunsmiths.
So it's about putting yourself out there, meeting people in the industry, and building relationships that could lead to job opportunity.
Exactly. It's about building a reputation for yourself as someone who's passionate, knowledgeable, and eager to learn.
It sounds like a combination of hard work, talent, and a little bit of luck. But let's say you've managed to snag an interview. What can you expect? What kind of questions should you be prepared to answer?
RoleCatcher actually has a whole section dedicated to typical gunsmithing interview questions, and they're pretty insightful. They range from assessing your technical knowledge to gauging your passion for the craft and your understanding of safety protocols.
Okay, so give me an example. What kind of question might throw someone off guard if they're not prepared?
Well, one question that often comes up is, can you describe a time you faced a particularly challenging repair or modification and how you approached it?
That makes sense. They want to see how you think on your feet, how you approach problem solving, and how you handle pressure.
Precisely. It's not just about reciting textbook knowledge, it's about demonstrating your ability to apply that knowledge in real-world situations.
So being able to think critically and communicate your thought process clearly is key. What other kinds of curveballs might they throw your way?
Um, they might ask about your experience with specific types of firearms, like if you're more comfortable working on modern sporting rifles
Mm-hmm.
or antique muskets.
So it's good to have a niche or area of expertise,
Mhm.
but also to be well-versed in a variety of firearms.
Exactly. And they'll definitely ask about your approach to safety, how you ensure a safe working environment for yourself and those around you.
That's a given, right? Safety is paramount in this field.
Absolutely. They want to see that you're not just skilled, but also responsible and committed to upholding the highest safety standards.
It sounds like acing that interview requires a balance of technical knowledge, problem-solving skills, and good old-fashioned common sense.
You've got it. It's about presenting yourself as a well-rounded professional who's passionate, knowledgeable, and safety conscious.
So let's say you nail that interview, you land the job. Congrats. What are some things that a newly minted gunsmith can do to really excel in their career and climb that ladder?
RoleCatcher has some great advice on that front, too. They emphasize the importance of continuous learning, staying up to date on the latest technologies, techniques, and industry trends.
Because as we've said before, the world of gunsmithing is constantly evolving, so complacency is not an option.
Exactly. They recommend attending workshops, taking additional courses, and even getting involved in online communities and forums to connect with other professionals and share knowledge.
So it's like being a perpetual student of your craft, always seeking to expand your skill set and broaden your horizons.
Precisely. And don't be afraid to take on new challenges. Seek out mentors within your workplace and volunteer for projects that push you outside your comfort zone.
It's about showing initiative, being proactive, and demonstrating a genuine desire to grow and learn.
Exactly. Those who are passionate, adaptable, and always willing to go the extra mile are the ones who truly thrive in this field.
It sounds like a career path that rewards dedication, creativity,
Yeah,
and a genuine love for the craft.
absolutely. And as RoleCatcher points out, there's a deep sense of satisfaction that comes from taking a piece of metal and transforming it into something not only functional, but also beautiful and unique.
Well, on that note, we've covered a lot of ground in this part of our deep dive into gunsmithing. We've explored the educational pathways, the job hunting process, and the secrets to success in this demanding but rewarding field.
And we've only scratched the surface. There's still so much more to discover about the intricacies of gunsmithing, the ethical considerations, and the enduring allure of this ancient craft.
And that's exactly what we'll delve into in our final part. Stay tuned as we explore the ethical considerations surrounding gunsmithing and leave you with some final thoughts to ponder. Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We spent this episode exploring the ins and outs of a gunsmithing career, using RoleCatcher's guide as our roadmap. And, we've covered the skills, the tools, the job outlook, even the interview process. But there's one more layer to this career that we need to unpack.
Yeah, the ethical dimension of gunsmithing.
Exactly. It's something that anyone considering this field, anyone who works with firearms in this way, is going to have to confront at some point.
It's an inherent part of the craft, and it's something that RoleCatcher doesn't shy away from.
So how do we even start to unpack that? What are some of the ethical considerations that come with being a gunsmith?
I think it starts with acknowledging the duality of the craft. On one hand, gunsmithing is rooted in tradition, in precision, in artistry.
Creating objects that can be beautiful and finely crafted, almost like pieces of history.
Precisely. But on the other hand, these objects are also potentially dangerous. They have the potential to cause harm, and that's a reality that gunsmiths can't ignore.
It's a heavy weight to carry, and there's no easy way around it.
No, there isn't, and I think that's why it's so important for anyone considering this career path to really do some soul searching.
To ask themselves the tough questions.
Exactly. What are your personal beliefs about gun ownership? How do you reconcile your passion for the craft with the potential consequences of your work?
And there's no right or wrong answer to those questions. It's a deeply personal thing.
It is. And it's something that each individual has to grapple with on their own.
RoleCatcher talks about this, about the importance of individual reflection.
Because ultimately it comes down to your own personal values and how you choose to apply them in your work.
And it's not just about your own internal compass. There's also the external pressure, the societal debates, the political climate surrounding firearms.
Absolutely. It's a complex issue with strong opinions on all sides. And as a gunsmith, you're going to encounter that.
So how do you navigate that? Do you take a neutral stance? Do you engage in those conversations?
Again, I think it comes back to personal values. Some gunsmiths might choose to focus solely on the craftsmanship, ensuring the work they do is legal, safe, and of the highest quality.
Leaving the larger societal debates to policymakers and activists.
Exactly. Others might feel compelled to use their platform to advocate for responsible gun ownership or to promote safety measures.
It's about finding what feels right for you, knowing that there's no one-size-fits-all answer.
And it's a conversation that's likely to continue for a long time.
Which is why we wanted to address it here in the context of exploring this career path. It's not just about the technical skills or the job opportunities. It's about acknowledging the weight that comes with this particular craft.
With great skill comes great responsibility.
That's a great way to put it. And I think it's a fitting note to end on.
I agree. It's been a fascinating deep dive into the world of gunsmithing.
We've covered a lot of ground, from the history and artistry of the craft to the practical realities of making it a career. And we've explored some of the ethical complexities that come with working with firearms.
My hope is that this deep dive has provided you with a well-rounded perspective, allowing you to make an informed decision about whether or not this path aligns with your own values and aspirations.
As always, we encourage you to continue exploring, to continue questioning, and to continue seeking knowledge.
Because in a world that's constantly changing, the pursuit of understanding is more important than ever.
And on that note, we'll wrap up our deep dive into the world of gunsmithing. Thank you for joining us on this journey of discovery. And until next time, keep those minds curious.